Hello, everyone. My name is Jacqueline, and I am glad that you guys are here today. Thank you for being my audience. Before I begin, I will be discussing an important topic, and I have a couple questions. And my questions are how many of you guys have children? How many of your children have cell phones or they have electronic devices? How many of you as adults even have social media? I know majority of you guys do. And I know you're wondering, like, why is she asking me all these questions? Well, with technology arising each day, are parents aware of the risks that are going on today on social media? My topic will be about the negative effects of social media and how it's affecting teenagers, even young children from the age of 10. So, I know a lot of you guys are like, how much time do I ask? Or how much time do I or my kids spend on our devices? Are we spending a lot of time on our devices? I know now iPhones can tell you how much time or hours you're spending each day, or what your average of the week is. And I know when COVID happened and we had a quarantine, I know that ended the debate about screen time and children. And now, since we couldn't really go out anywhere or hardly even go outside, that meant more screen time for me and you. So, in the beginning of my research, before I even begin, I will discuss my questions, which are: should I be worried about screen time? In what ways does screen time affect socialization on kids? Does screen time affect mental health? How do I know the maturity levels or shows or ads that my children are watching? I'm answering these questions because, as a future educator, I feel like it is my concern to actually do a research before I even begin to have my own classroom, only because I want to know how I can use technology in my classroom, but as well, what are the appropriate levels that I have to use. Some kids are probably more far along advanced than others, and that is okay, but I just want to make sure that where is the safety in my classroom when it comes to social media or when it comes to video games. The thesis that I will be discussing is, since social media rates have increased in teenagers, it is affecting them emotionally, behaviorally, and mentally. So in the beginning of the topic that I will be discussing will be about a article that I read, which was Screens Take Tolls on Teens by Rose Wong 2021. Teenagers spend an average of 7 hours a day. So with that, they are too busy on social media trying to compare themselves with others, especially influencers, because they think, oh, their skin care is so well and they're dressing so well and they're so skinny, and I'm not skinny, and they body shame themselves a lot, and they aren't even aware that they're self-harming themselves. Even with and that's what causes them to have depression, and they feel lonely. Even with teenagers who follow trends of their friends, and which also lead them to self-harm, which I know it's okay to follow your friends. Oh, they're doing that, and it's cool, it happens, but do parents know that they are mistreating their body? They're planning to run away from home. Teens follow their friends in leading into self-harm, and they're even finding ways of how to hide it from parents, and so that their parents don't run. And when parents find out, it's far along. The kids are they're depressed, they have anxiety. Some of them even end up in the ER. This also leads to parents not even being aware of the sexual activities. A 10-year-old girl was introduced to sexual activities at such a young age. She was groomed by a guy who uses a Discord app. It's mainly used in the UK and some parts of the US, and the guy was basically manipulating her by asking her questions like, how do American buses look like? How do American homes look like? And who are your friends? And because the girl thought that, that was somebody trustworthy, she located her home on the Zillow app and sent it to him. And So now he knows who her friends are, that she rides that same transportation bus from Monday to Friday. So we have to talk to our kids about dangers and, who to talk and who not to talk. This also leads to parents not even, parents saying, oh, well, my kids have their iPad, but it's nothing bad on it, even if I look at it. Well, most likely, whether even their intention is to not look at anything sexual, it will appear at some point, by mistake. And even researchers say that a brain hooked to porn is like one hooked with drugs. And the same girl who was introduced, another girl who closer to the same age, she was introduced by a guy as well on social media, and next thing you know, he is actually doing sexual activities with her, and this was repeatedly over and over, which parents did not even know. Even though social media does have its negative effects, it also has its positive effects. During quarantine, a video gaming app came, which is called Roblox. This game was used to communicate with their friends, and they even found their identity. You could go with your friends and do the characters that you would like, dress in however you would like, and go on adventures. Even during quarantine, families were even able to communicate with their friends and families, not using the app, but being on the internet and FaceTime and Zoom and all that. So what I will be talking about here will be, yes, social media does have its positive effects, and you can communicate and make friends, even especially those who are shy and don't really like talking in person. It's a great way for them. But a lot of the parents don't know that teenagers look up to celebrities and influencers, and how the e-cigarette companies are using them to help promote their products, and how, because they have a high number of underage followers, the rates in 2019 increased to 10.5 that middle schoolers used e-cigarettes, and by 81 of the consumers were 13 to 20 years of age. So that is a really, really, really young age gap. It's easier for them because they don't smell, so it's easier for them to hide from parents. You can be like, oh, what's the smell, or is that a spray or what? But in reality, it's just different flavors of e-cigarettes. A couple things that I learned that were interesting was about the Discord app, and how it was mainly used in the UK, and how older men groom younger girls, which that is very tragic to even hear, and how a lot of the young women are ending up in the ER because they are insecurity and they feel lonely, and they start getting body dysphoria, and how e-cigarettes are very trending and very easy to hide. These were interesting to me because teenagers are getting away with a lot, and I don't think parents are noticing the damage until the damage is, like close to being done. And how technology is evolving, and we as parents have to be aware that we are actually showing our kids and talking to them and giving them giving them advices of everything that's on social media isn't always true, and how even try to introduce to them that whoever they talk, and if they ever ask for any intimate pictures, that do not send them. Don't send them. It's a lot of things that are going on that we have to watch out for our children. But I hope you guys were able to learn something from me today, and thank you. But if you guys have any more questions, please, get to know me. I will be doing more research about this, and thank you.